If you are somebody who is serious about taking your speaking talent and taking your message to the next level, then you don't want to waste time trying to figure it out on your own. Partner with Eduardo and his team to make sure that your voice is primed to create the true impact that you really want to in the world. What led me to start working with the Fearless team was an invitation to do a TEDx talk on the theme of Untamed back in 2017. I had just put everything that I owned into storage, save what fits into a carry-on suitcase, to spend a gypsy-esque year traveling the world in search for answers to the question, how might we empower success in the face of great uncertainty and disruption? Exploring the technologies that are creating that impact in the world and learning from those who are masters at managing change. And with a stage like the TEDx stage, I knew that I had a big opportunity in my hands to tell my story, but a very short amount of time in which to do that. And so I was looking for a partner who could help me compress my story into that tight of a timeline with impact, with power, and with optimism and delight. It was an absolute joy. It was and has been. So I have been working with Eduardo since that very first speech, since that first TEDx in 2017, to develop keynote speeches for audiences of thousands around the world in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. So it has been an absolute joy to work with Eduardo, first, because he's a joy person. The second, because of his theater training, he brings a broader perspective, not just how will I present or structure a PowerPoint in a way that's logical, but more importantly, how will I communicate a story that lands in a way that connects with the human beings who are in the room? And then finally, Eduardo has a very special technique that helps you to extract your own voice and thinking around any given topic. So through conversations, he helps develop and craft and shape story arcs. The process of preparing for a speech with Eduardo is at once art and science. It's both simultaneously. There are certain theater techniques that you utilize to warm yourself up, to get your body moving, because giving what I think is a truly world-class speech goes beyond speaking words on a stage and moves into a full-fledged presentation of self. And so learning the techniques of acting, singing, vocalizing that allow you to do that. Secondly, there's a lot of conversation and back and forth in which Eduardo asks you very insightful questions and inciting questions to help you get to the core of what it is that you really want to say. Do you want to say X really, or is there something bigger that you perhaps want to communicate? Then working through and actually shaping the conversation itself, and then moving through to, in some cases, not always for me anymore, but in some cases, simply running the rehearsal, dry tech runs of the speech before one would actually go on the stage and deliver. One of the most powerful vehicles or inspirations that I have picked up in working with them is this notion of deciding what you want your audience to feel when they leave the room. So essentially that looks like, what do you want your audience to feel? Inspired, empowered, connected. Okay, great. Then your speech is going to be aligned with that. Whatever the words end up being, you know that if you construct, using the Fearless method, if you construct your speech this way, folks are going to walk out the door feeling the intention that you set from the beginning. The TEDx speech that was the entree into working with Eduardo and his team set the platform and set the stage for me to develop this international global speaking career that I have developed. And so not only am I now represented by speakers agencies who help me book speeches, global keynote speaking is now a huge chunk of what I do and a vehicle that I utilize to help expand the impact that I get to have, that my work gets to have in the world.